catchy comedy.
What's that?
It's the most unforgettable characters I ever met.
Laugh again?
Sorry, ladies, your 24 minutes are up.
Oh.
The stanza goes, and the tunes that mean so much to you alone, common tunes that make you choke and blow your nose, vulgar tunes that bring the laugh and bring the groan, I can rip your very heartstrings out with those. From the song of the banjo by Rudyard Kipling.
If I had that Kipling here, could I give him a charade?
It looks like we girls have lost again.
Oh, yes. And it just isn't fair. Look, the next game we play, let's mix up the men and women.
Say, that could be a very interesting game.
Instead of playing any more games, why don't we just sit around and chat for a while?
Oh, it's a good idea. Has any of you ever considered the mating habits of the Arizona desert lizard?
Well, I think it's time for coffee and cake.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'll bring it in here, dear. And in the meantime, why don't you turn on the $350,000 question?
Wonderful idea. I follow that show almost every week. Do you ever watch it, Miss Brooks?
Does she? Oh, Connie's a real quiz fan. Sends in questions to all the shows. Spends all her free periods at school thinking them up. Why, she even thinks them up in class.
Oh, she does.
Anyone care to discuss the mating habits of the Arizona desert lizard?
I'll turn on the set. Maybe we can catch Mrs. Potter. She's been on for 12 weeks in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't she great answering that Dickens question last week?
Oh, Muncie, I'm not the least bit interested in Mrs. Potter or in Dickens.
Well, I'll be back with the coffee and cake in a jiffy.
And now for your question, Mrs. Potter.
Well, fine. We're in time to hear her.
Remember, $296,000 rides on your answer. And to think, 13 weeks ago when you came here from Billings, Montana, you started with a single wish to send your son through college.
Now she could send the whole state of Montana through.
Well, Mrs. Potter, your question tonight was sent in by Constance Brooks, a school teacher from Burbank, California.
Why is everyone so excited over a miserable question?
Now, if you can't answer this question, Mrs. Potter, Miss Brooks will receive a house full of furniture, a new wardrobe, a year's free maid service, a motorboat, and a new car.
They're using our Connie's question.
A house full of furniture, a new wardrobe, a new car.
And I'll throw in the engagement ring. How about it?
Now then, here's the question, Mrs. Potter. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Mr. Chester.
All right. In what part of the world is the habitat of the regal or reticulated python? Where does the reticulated python live?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chester, I don't know.
Everybody, now look. Sit down and we'll have coffee and cake.
Oh, I can't believe it, I've won.
Yes, you have, you crafty girl. And all those prizes you'll get for that brilliant question are no more than you so richly deserve.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you to say so, Mr. Conklin.
Oh, not at all, my dear. If I didn't say so, I wouldn't feel that I was worthy to have been your collaborator.
Her collaborator?
Oh, no, my dear, mind you, I don't expect anything in return. But then, you see, there never would have been a question on that program at all without the use of my school time, my typewriter, and my typewriter paper.
How do you like that? I used my brains, but he managed to outnumber me 3-1.
Now, it just so happens, Miss Brooks, that I have always wanted a motorboat. Now, you have won a motorboat. Isn't that an amazing coincidence?
Oh, Osgood, you're not hinting that Miss Brooks give you the motorboat.
Hinting? I? Me?
Both of you.
Martha, you know I never hint for things, but if Miss Brooks, out of gratitude for my collaboration, should offer us a motorboat, I see no reason why...
But you didn't collaborate with me, Mr. Conklin, and I don't feel I owe you a single thing.
It's getting late, Mrs. Davis. Come along, Martha.
Oh, now, Osgood, surely you're not annoyed because Miss Brooks isn't going to give you the motorboat.
Please, I don't want to discuss that happy loon. Let's go.
But, Osgood, why don't you wait for coffee and cake?
Good night, Margaret. As for you, Missy, I hope you have a lot of fun with that motorboat in your bathtub.
What say we do our commercial?
I'm gonna break a few records here today.
Vitamin Benjamin. This I gotta see. Can we come along? Sure, come on.
The Lucy Show and I Love Lucy. Weekdays starting at 11 a.m. Eastern on Catchy Comedy.
I think Mr. Conklin's attitude is about as unfair as anything I've ever heard. Imagine claiming he was your collaborator because he lent you a school typewriter. Well, you'll certainly never hear me claiming any part of your prize, Miss Brooks. Even though you did get the entire question from me.
From you?
And to think, Mr. Conklin had the nerve to ask for that motorboat. Well, you'll never hear me asking for that year's free maid service. Even though it does cost me $5 a week, which I can ill afford, while Mrs. Davis does your cleaning for nothing.
Mr. Boynton, I made that question up entirely by myself, using the Encyclopedia Britannica.
It's getting late, Mrs. Davis.
That slogan's becoming more popular than Remember the Maine.
Oh, now, Mr. Boynton, you don't have to go, too. Don't let a little thing like this come between you and Connie.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Davis. If Miss Brooks' sudden wealth has caused her to forget who her true friends really are, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Good night.
Well, my goodness. What got into Mr. Boynton?
It's the old eternal triangle, Mrs. Davis. Me, Mr. Boynton, and a year's free maid service.
I'm really surprised at Boynton. He always seems so fair. But for him to make a completely unsubstantiated statement that he gave you the question, it's incredible.
It certainly is.
Yeah, now, you know my marital intentions toward Miss Hannibal. As much as I could use that house full of furniture that you've won, I wouldn't think of putting in a claim.
You wouldn't?
Of course not. Although, if I hadn't mailed the question for you that night, it would never have arrived there.
It's getting late, Mrs. Davis. Mr. Muncie, I deserve sole credit for winning all those prizes.
It's been a lovely evening, Mrs. Davis.
No coffee and cake, Mr. Muncie.
Not unless you serve them at the bus stop.
Wait. I've never seen such poor sportsmanship. But don't you worry, dear. With all those prizes you won, you can be as independent as you like.
And I intend to be, Mrs. Davis. And if they think they're going to make it uncomfortable for me at school, I may just up and quit. And now let's forget about them and go in and have some coffee and cake.
Ah, good idea. Wait a minute. I'll just turn on some nice, soft music. There. Oh, I'll bet this is the most exciting night in your life.
And since Mrs. Potter won the other 2 parts of her 3-part question, she'll be with us again next week. And although Miss Constance Brooks, who sent in the question to us, missed the big prizes, we are still sending her a full year's supply of frosted pig's knuckles.
To your health.
Cheers.
Down with Miss Brooks. We help her win a veritable bag full of prizes, and what does she give us?
The empty bag.
I've known many members of the weaker sex to be selfish, but until last night, I never dreamed Miss Brooks could be that way. By heaven, I'm through with women.
I didn't know you'd even started.
Here I am engaged to Miss Hannibal, gentlemen. If I could afford to furnish a house, I could marry her right away instead of waiting till next year. But will Miss Brooks give me that set of furniture she won?
Not her.
How will my son understand when I say to him, today you are 1 year old, Sonny, but if Miss Brooks had given me the furniture, you would have been 2.
Rough. A thing like that could stunt his growth.
Personally, I was hoping she'd let me have the prize of maid service for a year. Being a bachelor, I have to hire a part-time maid to clean my apartment. Her rates are $6 a week. Actually, though, I only pay her $5.
How come?
Well, we made a deal. On her day off, I clean her apartment. Only takes me an hour or so.
Rough.
A thing like that could stunt your growth.
Well, shall we finish up the coffee, gentlemen?
Oh, no, thank you. Oh, what a jolly summer I could have with that motorboat of Miss Brooks's. I can't get it out of my mind. I even dreamed about it.
You dreamed about the motorboat, sir?
All night. My wife tells me I putted out of bed 3 times. Twice I landed on my head.
Rough.
That could stunt your growth. Well, it's apparent to me that Miss Brooks doesn't know the real meaning of friendship, not like we do. If we had won those prizes, we would share and share alike because we're friends.
True friends. Bless us, one and all. Why, we're just like brothers, eh, Boyden?
Well, yes, sir. Real solid friends. By golly, I'm proud of one thing. We were men enough to give Miss Brooks a piece of our minds last night when we walked out on her.
Well, now, I believe that was most unwise. Instead of displaying anger, we should have played it more good-naturedly. Worked on her sympathies, perhaps.
On her sympathy?
If I ever met a sucker for a sob story, she's it. Presented cleverly, of course.
Well? Oh, holy smoke. I've got to get to my science class.
I'll run along, too. Oh, goodbye, friend.
So long, friend. Adios, friends.
Every Sunday, the Catchy Binge brings you laughs on a loop. This Sunday, catch up on Mayberry RFD, right here on Catchy Comedy.
Squalls ahead. Land ho! On starboard.
I'd like a word with you, if you can steer your desk into dry dock.
Oh, well, actually, I was...
Sit down, Buster. With my quiz winnings, I'm feeling pretty independent. So I dropped in to tell you off for the nasty things you said to me last night.
Last night? Goodness gracious, didn't you know I was kidding? Why, we'd all been playing charades, and I thought I'd add to the fun by pretending to be angry and acting like an idiot. Golly! Didn't you see me wink at my wife?
Not in 10 years.
Oh, I did. I winked at her. That's what I... Oh, please, Miss Brooks, dear, sweet, kind Miss Brooks, sit down. Sit down. Now, I wouldn't say anything to offend you for the world. For the world. Why, you're one of my favorite teachers.
Tell me about that cough, Mr. Conklin.
A cough? Oh, it's just a slight condition. Nothing really. Not much of a cough.
Well, maybe I can afford to buy you a better one.
Well,
How long have you had it, sir?
Well, I was hoping to keep this from you, Miss Brooks, but my doctor tells me my only chance for recovery is to get away from this smog and take a cruise for the summer. Maybe in a motorboat.
In a motorboat? That's your only chance of recovery?
Oh, I've upset you, haven't I? That's the last thing I wanted to do. Good gravy. Things look dark, yes. But on the brighter side, I've been told there's 1 chance in 100 it won't be fatal.
Fatal?
If it is, so what? We all have to go to the great beyond sometime, eh?
Well, yes, but I had no idea you'd already bought your ticket.
It's all punched and marked. 1 way. Oh, well, that's the way it goes. I can't afford a motorboat, so...
Well, sir, if there's anything I could do...
Tut, tut, my dear, what can you do? What can you do?
Well, I did win a motorboat, as you know, on that quiz show last night.
What? A motorboat? Oh, now I remember. I was so happy for you last night, it clean skipped my mind. Oh, but you're much too kind, Miss Brooks. I won't allow you to give me your motorboat.
Well, then we're even, because I won't allow me to give it to you either. But letting you borrow it would be another matter. Why don't you drop over to my house this evening at 7, and maybe I'll have a surprise for you. But remember, I'm not promising anything, Mr. Conklin. I wouldn't want Mr. Muncie and Mr. Boynton to expect something from me, too.
Muncie and Boynton? Why bother with those creeps? Why, if you were dying of thirst, they wouldn't give you the dew off a Brussels sprout.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Well, Muncie doesn't need it. Neither does Boynton, or he wouldn't be squandering $10 a week on maid service.
$10? I thought it was $5.
Well, it was, but lately he's been slipping her an extra $5 that he was supposed to send his mother.
Oh, that reminds me, Mr. Conklin, I'd like to call Mrs. Davis now, if I may.
Oh, by all means. I'll just step out into the hall so you can have absolute privacy.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Miss Brooks.
How did you know it was me, Mrs. Davis?
Oh, well, dear, you've been with me so long, I always recognize the way you ring.
Mrs. Davis, I'm in an awful hurry. Do you mind if I tell you why I called?
Well, certainly.
Look, Mrs. Davis, I wanted to tell you we're going to have a guest for dinner tonight, Mr. Conklin.
Oh, well, that's nice. But don't expect me early, dear. I'm going to visit my sister Angela this afternoon. And by the way, Angela always watches that quiz show you won all the prizes on. So I imagine she'll have loads to tell me. Bye now.
Oh, good morning, Miss Brooks. I just wanted to return this ledger. How's everything?
All I have to say to you, Mr. Muncie, is goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, why don't you tell me all about it?
About what?
This is your life. I just asked the questions. Are you crying?
But men don't cry, Miss Brooks. I've got something in my eyes.
What?
Tears. I'm not a man, I'm a mouse.
Well, that's a terrible thing to say.
Well, it's true, isn't it? Oh, what's the use? I'm a lost soul. My only hope to marry Miss Hannibal is a set of furniture.
What does Lucretia want to marry? You or collateral? Furniture shouldn't have anything to do with your marriage, Mr. Muncie. The fellow doesn't say, I now pronounce you man, wife, and 6 rooms of mahogany.
Well, she said it was either now or never, so I guess we're washed up.
Well, you have my sympathy, but not my furniture from the quiz program. If I gave you that, Mr. Boynton would expect something from me, too.
Mr. Boynton? If he isn't loaded, how could he afford $15 a week for maid service?
15? I thought it was 10.
He pays her 10, and his poor old mother sends him the other 5. He doesn't need anything. But me, I'm desperate. Unless I can get furniture, my life won't be worth living.
Well, why don't you come over to my house at 7 o'clock tonight? Maybe I'll have a surprise for you.
Hello, Miss Brooks.
We can dispense with conversation, Mr. Boynton. I merely dropped in to return a button I found on the floor last night after you'd stormed out.
A button?
Probably popped off one of your shoes.
No, this is from my garter. In fact, I believe it matches the one I have on. Let's see now. Oh, ooh.
All right, Grandpa, tell me about your rheumatism.
No, it's nothing, really. Nothing at all. Except that my back's been killing me because I've been doing all my own housework.
You fired your part-time maid?
I had to. I couldn't afford to keep paying her $20 a week.
20?
Well, maid salaries have shot up pretty high.
Today alone, they've skyrocketed over the moon.
Oh,
take it easy, Matilda. You need a long rest.
At this pace, I'm lucky if I've got a year to live.
A year to live?
Oh, I'm in bad shape, Miss Brooks. I'll never make it unless I get a year's free maid service.
Well, maybe that can be arranged.
How?
Tonight at 7, come on to my house.
Dear.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Davis.
Yeah. Connie, Angela was really surprised when I told her we didn't watch the whole quiz program like she did.
Well, this is a dandy time to find out that all I won was a carload of pig's knuckles. 7 o'clock. The happiness boys should be here any minute now.
But dear, are you sure this is the best way to handle things?
It's the only way, Mrs. Davis, but I can manage alone. You go on and relax.
Oh, all right, dear.
Oh,
Good evening, gentlemen.
Oh, greetings.
There's no need to sit down, gentlemen. I told you I'd have surprises for all of you, so we might as well get right down to business.
Right down to the action. That's the old pepper.
For you, Mr. Muncie, this dollhouse with 6 rooms of furniture.
For me?
All for you.
Oh, I can hardly wait to show it to Lucretia.
You're next, Mr. Conklin? Here you are, sir.
Toy motorboat?
Yes, you can turn it on there while you're sitting in the bathtub.
Gee, Dad, it's a whirly racer.
I'm glad you like it, sir. Well, that's that.
Well, just a minute. What about my apartment and the year's free maid service?
Coming right up, Mr. Boynton.
You, Miss Brooks? My maid?
Boy, have you got 1 year to live.
This is Catchy Comedy.
Laughs aplenty tonight. You just turn on that set and leave the rest to me. Don't ask me how I went from a pajama model to an industrial spy in 1 day, but I did. Not that I knew what Leo Schneider, my boss, had in mind when he called me into his office.
Look, Miss Marie, I won't beat around the shrubbery. I have a nice opening for an actress, if you're interested.
In the theater?
Not exactly.
What, a workshop?
A sweatshop.
Then he hit me with it.